Continuing our team coverage here, a year after the tragedy in Enoch, one Utah leader says we've made progress addressing domestic violence, but there are also areas where the state can still have some improvement.
Deidre Henderson tonight, live from the state capitol, where she sat down one-on-one with the lieutenant governor who's been affected by this to talk about it.
Well, the lieutenant governor lost her cousin just last year to domestic violence. She told me what's so crazy and scary about some of these cases is that murder is oftentimes the first instance of actual physical abuse. And she says, while it's tragic, it takes cases like what happened in Enoch and to her family for us to learn, we have to.
It's a terrible feeling to have to look back and say, what did we miss?
For Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, the hate family deaths re-struck a chord from her own family tragedy.
Why did we miss it? Why did this happen?
Just months before the Enoch murders, Henderson's cousin Mandy from Taylorsville was gunned down by her ex-husband and killed.
It was a wake-up call to me personally, to my family, and to me as a state leader.
A loss so close to home drove Henderson to fight for what became Utah's lethality assessment protocol law.
We required police agencies to perform lethality assessments every time they come to a scene of intimate partner violence. And then we created a statewide database.
Legislation also led to the state funneling $30 million to fund and boost domestic violence services, an unprecedented amount, yet still.
It wasn't enough. You know, it's not enough. We spend a lot of money on the criminals. We don't spend nearly enough on the victims and the survivors and their families.
Henderson says this legislative session, the governor is advocating for an additional ongoing $1 million towards the cause. Adding data from the new lethality assessment law will be crucial.
Where we need to focus, where we need to spend more money or change laws, that information will be critical to legislators and policymakers moving forward. And hopefully people in Enoch and people throughout the state can use the anniversary as a time to recommit to making sure that we stop domestic violence in the state of Utah.
Coming back here live at Capitol Hill, she said data from assessments since the new law show an overwhelming 2/3 of victims in intimate partner violence cases are found to be at high risk of dying in those relationships. She says leaders at the highest level in the state are committed to this fight and reassured me of that tonight. Reporting live from the state capitol, Deidre Henderson, KUTV 2 News.
Ariel, thank you very much. Please know that if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, there is always a lot of options out there for you. You can call the national hotline or you can contact the Utah Domestic Violence Coalition. Both run every day of the year. They are both free and confidential.